Look at the rest of the Week 7 college football slate. It is a Wednesday, so we look at the favorite, underdog, over, under, and outright winner that I like the best for this week. Let's start with the favorite that I like the best this week. We'll keep it in the Big Ten. USC, 2.5-point favorites against Michigan. I'm going to take USC minus the 2.5. I think anything under 3, a good bet here with the Trojans. If it starts getting, and I don't think it will, but if it gets to 3.5, 4, then I would start to look at Michigan. 2.5, though, I think a nice price on USC. They're coming off a bye week, which is definitely going to help. But honestly, with Lincoln Riley and USC, if they're at home, they're a good bet. If they're on the road, they're not a good bet. And it's usually just that simple. Another one of these Big Ten games where you get a team traveling through multiple time zones like Michigan is, and they are not coming off a bye week. They had to play Wisconsin and Ann Arbor last week. So certainly a rest advantage, preparation advantage for USC in this game. They're looking for a bounce back after that loss to Illinois. I think the big question in this game, will USC be able to contain Michigan's run? They have struggled on the ground. Michigan, a very good running team. Bryce Underwood can run, but also Justice Haynes, their running back, certainly can as well. But USC at home, this is one of those games where you have an unranked team favored over a ranked team. I'll take USC minus 2.5 against Michigan. An underdog that I like a lot this week. Talked about him on Monday. Give me Nevada plus 7.5 against San Diego State. Aztecs have been about as good as you can be at home and as bad as you can be on the road. Looking at San Diego State's home and road splits. At home this season, as 12.5-point underdogs, they beat Cal 34-0 at home. And then last week, they beat Colorado State 45-24 at home. Meanwhile, on the road this season, San Diego State lost to Washington State, who's like a 33-point underdog this week, to Ole Miss. They lost to them 36-13 on the road. And then they barely beat Northern Illinois 6-3 on the road in a game that had no touchdown. So there's just something about San Diego State. When they're at home, they usually play really well, and they look like a good team. When you get them away from San Diego, they look awful. Now you got to go up to Reno, take on Nevada as a 7.5-point favorite. I'll take the Wolfpack plus the points. How about an over that I really like this week? Let's go to the Big 12. Kansas and Texas Tech, over 59.5 points. Texas Tech right now certainly looks like the team to beat in the Big 12, but Lance Leipold usually as an underdog, very good bet. And this is going to be the best offense that Texas Tech has faced all season when they go up against the Jayhawk offense. Listen to Texas Tech this season and the points that they have given up in each of their first 5 games. 7, 14, 14, 10, and 11. They haven't given up more than 14 points this season. They're 2 touchdown favorites in this game against Kansas, and yet the total is 59.5, right? So clearly they're telling you that Kansas's offense is an upgrade from what they have seen. They're telling you that Kansas should be able to move the ball a little bit. I think this is a high-scoring affair. When you have a defense that has been good, as Texas Tech has been, they're at home, and the total is about 60. I think that's telling. We'll take over 59.5. Under that I like the best. We also talked about this game the last couple days. Georgia-Auburn, under 46.5. Last 11 meetings between these two teams, the under has hit 9 times. Auburn has been an under team so far in SEC play. Their offense does not look good against Oklahoma and A&M. Now they have to go up against a Georgia team who you want to attack through the air. They're pretty decent against the run, but through the air is where you can attack them. Even though Auburn has really good receivers, I just don't know if Jackson Arnold is going to make enough plays to really threaten this Georgia defense. And then on the flip side, Georgia have to play in Jordan-Hare at night. Going to be a difficult matchup. I could see this score being similar to the Bama game, like 24-20, 24-21, 46.5. That hits the under for us, so we'll take the under. And then in college football, the team that I like to win outright this week, let's go back to the Mountain West. Take Air Force outright this week, plus 185 against UNLV. One of the fishier lines on the board this week in Week 7. UNLV, undefeated team so far this season. 5-0, they've looked very good. Air Force, meanwhile, they are 1-4, and they have lost 4 straight games. So you have a UNLV team that's 5-0 against a 1-4 team, and they're 6.5-point favorites. That game will not touch 7, which I think pretty telling from the market and some of the sharps out there who will not let this game get to 7. But Air Force, they have been able to score a lot of points this season. Their defense is horrendous, but their offense has been able to put up points. And when you're an underdog like this, and your defense is as bad as Air Force is, but your offense is good, you can get a lot of high variance games. So Air Force, I think, is due eventually for a win. Also, keep in mind, UNLV at Boise State next week. I think the look-ahead line is very critical in this matchup. I like Air Force to pull off the upset. So give me the Falcons plus 185 against UNLV.